the things that must be happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so we no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is just show my people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that must be happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is just show my people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that must be happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so we no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is just show my people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that must be happen and I got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to build. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, baby. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to build. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to build. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, baby. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize, wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling, baby. Be yourself, see yourself, this is to show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's all we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is to show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's all we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that will feel happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone.
This is WUB, Wake Up Belize, Morning Vibes. It's a Friday morning. It's the 15th day, the middle of the month of May 2026. I'm Nuri Muhammad for our show this morning, and we welcome you to stay tuned and to engage. We normally go through certain steps. First, we bring you the weather, and then we bring you update from our news center. This morning, our newscaster is Miss Catherine, one of the seniors, Catherine Cumberbatch. Miss Catherine?
Good morning, Belize. Seasonal warm and mostly dry weather will continue. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for mostly sunny and warm weather today, but hot over inland areas. High temperatures today are expected to reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 97 inland and 85 over the mountains. With these high temperatures, a heat alert is in effect, and residents, especially those inland, are advised to stay hydrated and avoid outdoor activity as much as possible, especially during the afternoon hours. Tonight, the skies will be clear to partly cloudy with low temperatures of 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 70 inland and 66 in the higher elevations. Little to no rain is expected. The wind will blow from the east to southeast at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea state will be slight. A high tide will occur at 8:03 this morning, a low at 3:26 in the afternoon, and at a high at 9:49 tonight, and a low at 2:47 a.m. The sun rose at 5:20 this morning and will set at 17 minutes past 6. The moon set at 19 minutes past 5 this evening and rise at 4:52 a.m. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for mainly fair weather to prevail, along with isolated showers to develop mainly along coastal areas. In the sargassum forecast, there is the possibility that a few more sargassum mats could drift ashore during the coming days, thus moderately impacting beaches across the country. In the fire forecast, the risk for forest and bush fires will continue to be high through to Saturday. And with that, we conclude your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
In June of 2025, the then Minister of Agriculture, Jose Mai, warned that the northern sugar industry was in serious crisis, driven by fusarium outbreak, as well as pest infestation and other threats. While government and farmer intervention has eased the fusarium problem, global shocks, including rising fuel as well as fertilizer prices and even other pests, have deepened the crisis. Production from the next crop is now projected to fall short as much as 15%. Here is Marco Osorio, the chairperson of the Sugar Industry Control Board.
The industry back then, in 2025, yes, was in crisis. Today, we have seen a reduction in the incidence of fusarium, which is less when we compare it to last year. But it is also important to mention that there is major pressure from other pests. We are seeing new pests that we had not seen or that was not of economic importance in the industry. So that I can say that we could be in a worse situation today than what we were last year, more so because of the present situation in terms of acquisition, prices for fuel, for fertilizers, and liquidity of farmers, which have created a situation where next to no husbandry is being done in the field when we compare it to what would traditionally be done annually. So we are concerned, and we can say that we could be on a worse situation today than what we were last year. Even though in terms of the production and the cane quality, we are much better than last year. So if you recall, last year, our crop ended at a TCTS of 11.2. Presently, we are on a TCTS of 10.3 and improving. But the forecast is that our sugar output will be better than last year, but the concern is the production for next crop. Because once you start a crop, then you start planning and programming for the following crop. And the interventions in terms of husbandry and maintenance is not there, but we are already forecasting another, it could very well be between another 10 to 15% decrease in production for the 2026-2027 harvest season.
Despite northern cane farmers receiving a government fuel subsidy, rising diesel prices due to the US-Iran war are eroding their returns. The cost of harvesting and transporting cane has climbed sharply, and that means that farmers will stay with less in their pockets. Here again is Osorio.
Even though the sugarcane farmers have a fuel subsidy granted by government has a tax on fuel, but on the 23rd of March, government, with the increase of the acquisition of fuel, what farmers saw, we moved from a subsidy of $3.51 to $3.32. Then we saw a further decrease to $3.19. While the subsidy has decreased, the price at the pump for diesel has increased. Normally, for the fuel subsidy, if the acquisition price increases, then the subsidy also increases. When the acquisition price reduces, the fuel subsidy reduces because it's based on a percentage of tax that's applied by government. What we have been getting reported by farmers is that harvest group leaders, which are the ones that has a contract with farmers to harvest and transport the cane to the mill, that they have increased their cost by, in some instances, by 50 cents, by $1, by $2, and I think to as much as $2.50, which means a group or a farmer that was paying $34 per ton cane harvested and transported to the mill, today they could very well be paying $36.50 per ton as a result of the increase in the diesel at the fuel pump. And farmers are getting on delivery $42 per ton. If their cost today is $36, and I know there are some that are also paying as much as $38 per ton, that farmer, based on the first payment, is only staying with $4 in his pocket, plus the $3 of and 19 cents of fuel subsidy. But if that farmer has a loan commitment with the bank, and normally at the commercial banks, farmers would sign for $10 per ton deduction on first payment, then that farmer in that particular case is already short of about $3 per ton to meet his commitment to the bank in terms of loans.
Apart from being hit with rising fuel costs, Caneros up north are now facing higher fertilizer costs. But there is an even greater concern as the industry officials warn that tensions in the Middle East could soon trigger an actual fertilizer shortage.
Also, we have been gathering information and we have been seeing that there has been at the moment up to today an increase of about $12 per bag of a complete blend of fertilizer that is used by cane farmers. And when it comes to nitrogen or urea alone, that have seen the highest increase. I think it's around 15 or more dollars per bag. So with
do you foresee there can reach a point where we'd actually have a shortage of fertilizer?
Well, it is being forecasted, Marisol, that there will be a shortage. It could very well be that prices will keep increasing, but more than that, it could be a very, very likely a situation where even though that it may be costing $125 a bag, but there will be no fertilizer to purchase because it is being forecasted that there will be a major shortage as a result of the crisis in Iran and particularly the Strait of Hormuz, which, as we know, nitrogen is a byproduct from petroleum. So particularly for the grains industry, which, for example, corn demands high inputs of nitrogen, that could very well be impacted seriously if we see significant shortages in the coming weeks.
Recently, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Belize City and Belmopan informed the Ministry of Health and Wellness of its refusal to allow HPV vaccine campaigns on Catholic school campuses. The diocese also opined that the campaign should only proceed with parental consent. When the campaign was launched in November of 2016, the diocese at the time had expressed their support for the campaign and the HPV vaccine. Yesterday, Dr. Natalia Beer told the media that the ministry personnel have yet to meet with the diocese personnel to discuss the matter, but clarified that parental consent had always been in place. The diocese had also issued a release saying that, quote, It affirms that the value of the HPV vaccine and recognizes that its ethical acceptability, but does not consider a standardized school-based vaccine model to be the most appropriate approach for a sexually transmitted infection, end of quote. Dr. Beer clarified that the vaccine administered to Standard 4 students is not about sex, but about preventing cancer in both males and females later in their lives. She explained that the campaign would still continue at public health facilities, but warned that this may lead to parents incurring additional costs.
Before the launch, we worked a few months with the Catholic Church. We worked with the Belize Cancer Society, reaching out to all the different stakeholders to get their support. And we did get full support from the Catholic Church. And at that moment, it was clear for us and it was clear for them that parents are the one who need to authorize that their child get vaccinated. So we have been following that process throughout the vaccination campaign. So for example, for the school-based vaccination program, what we recommend is every year we need to visit the school, have a meeting with the principal only. Secondly, a second meeting is done with the teachers. A third meeting is done with parents. Now, when the school call for PTA meetings, one of the difficulties we face is that not all parents reach. The attendance is a bit poor, no? But then the nurses have to go the extra mile, and with support from the community health workers, addressing parents on a one-to-one basis. 10 out of 10 parents that are counseled accept for their child to get vaccinated. It prevents against 6 different types of cancers. You have throat, anal cancer, penis cancer, and in the female is cervical cancer, vulvar cancer, vaginal cancer, cancer in the anus that can occur in women too, and cancer of the throat that can occur in women too, not only in men. The literature is there, a lot of studies how the HPV vaccine prevents cervical cancer. And we have our local numbers. I mean, when a woman dies, is not only the loss of one life, but the most vulnerable in the family, the children, are affected. School is a safe environment. We have to think of women. Women are working, and for them to get their child vaccinated, they would have to request a day off from school. They would have to request a day off from their work to carry the child to get vaccinated to a health facility when this can be done in school in a short period of time without interrupting classes.
The Belize Cancer Society also issued a press release expressing its confusion as to why the local Roman Catholic diocese has pulled out their partnership in the campaign. The society reaffirmed its support for the campaign and the success of the vaccine. It stated, quote, "We respect the significant role that the Church plays in Belizean society. However, our children and citizens should not be denied their rights to access public programs that can prevent cervical cancer. Citizens of Belize are entitled to health policies and decisions that are grounded in science for the protection, health, and well-being of our nation's children and families," end of quote. On Thursday afternoon, Father Scott Giuliani of the Divine Mercy Church clarified that the statement from the diocese indicated that there would be further dialogue between the diocese and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. When asked if there is a chance the previous partnership could continue, he said that he can't say yet as to it now is a matter of pastoral prudence, and that they'd pray to the Holy Spirit for enlightenment and guidance.
The 2016 letter is just a great sign of the Catholic Church's intent and longstanding intent of working with the government for the common good, including in areas of health. And it's also a great example of the goodwill of the Ministry of Health. And so there has been a narrative, unfortunately, that has painted a tension between, more than a tension, like an opposition between the two parties, which has been very unfortunate. Because it shows the goodwill of both sides is trying to address a very difficult issue. Cancer is serious, and the HPV vaccine is a part of the response to that. And so, how do we navigate this for the best care of our children? So, this is something that we want to highlight, that we are working together to try to find a good solution. That there was some media presentations of things that weren't helpful. But I'm looking forward to further dialogue and creative solutions that take into all aspects into account. Now, Father Jordan, as he highlighted the current policy, he also at the same time said there would be ongoing dialogue with the Ministry of Health. What I can say is that is an area of pastoral prudence. So this is where you have changing circumstances, as you had the 2016 directive, and now you have the current directive as we're moving, as we need to dialogue more of what we mean by a holistic approach and what we mean by informed consent for parents. And as well as addressing these deeper, more complicated issues, including healthcare access, which will come into the dialogue. And we're looking forward to having that dialogue between closed doors.
The US-based nonprofit Black in Marine Science, BIMS, operating in Belize since 2022, established the BIMS Institute as its research arm in 2025. It launched Blooms in Business to develop sustainable sargassum products. In its first 2-month pilot, BIMS is employing over 20 staff part-time to process framed art, fertilizer, and sand supplements. Founder and CEO Tara Moore, a marine ecologist, says that testing is not showing elevated levels of heavy metals in their product. For now, they are processing only pounds of material, since sargassum is collected ecologically at the sea to spare small marine animals. Dr. Moore is seeking government support to scale up the venture from, quote, first collection to export, end quote.
Once it starts to decompose, we see these adverse impacts, like the production of hydrogen sulfide, which is a toxic gas. So if you inhale that in large quantities, we can see adverse health impacts. It also has a smell similar to what you can see rotten eggs. So then that it, impacts tourism and tour guides, because tours are canceled, hotels lose bookings, and then ultimately they don't have a way to continue to sustain their family. And so the first project we really have out here is what we're calling Bloom to Business. And the goal behind this project is to take a sargassum bloom, playing on words, and turn it into sustainable businesses. Because what I know as a marine ecologist is that sargassum is actually biomass. It can be a resource. So through our pilot program, we have tested a couple of things, one being our sargassum artwork. Tourists love to take things home with them. So again, it doesn't have to be this huge scale thing. And the more research-based and technology-friendly, we're also looking at fertilizer as well as sand supplement. And so I know with more support, more funding, there are so many other things that we can be researching and turning the sargassum into, instead of it just wasting on the beach. So we have been testing on non-agricultural crops right now. I can say we have sent our samples out for testing, and we aren't seeing the higher levels of heavy metals like arsenic in our liquid fertilizer due to the processing that we are doing. So I am very excited and hopeful that this could be large, scaled up. So there's a whole team that actually goes out in the mornings, fills up the boat with sargassum, makes sure that we remove those animals, and then weighs it and brings it back. Then we have our sargassum processors at the lab. So there's a whole team that actually goes out in the mornings, fills up the boat with sargassum, makes sure that we remove those animals, and then weighs it and brings it back. Then we have our sargassum processors at the lab who process it, who divide it into the different categories that I told you about, and then they're all working on different parts of it. Government partnership is my ultimate goal. You know, I've been able to have some conversations, of course, with our village council. I've been able to have even some conversations with some folks at the Ministry of Blue Economy. And I think it's really about that proof of concept. You know, folks want to see, is this going to be working? Can you do it? And we have finally been able to say, hey, we can.
And that is our news package for this morning, the 15th day of May 2026. There's an update at 12 and an update at 3 on Creme Radio and a full broadcast at 5:15. Here on XTV, we bring you the entire news at 6 o'clock this evening. It's now 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. A brief break. We come back. We'll open the phone lines and begin our conversation for this morning.
Informative, accurate, current information. Crem's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, you know, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from then it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Belize Morning Vibes, a Friday morning. And we have open lines this morning. And so we're looking forward to your calls. 280-5848. 280-5848. We didn't get a chance to get too many calls in yesterday. We had outstanding guests yesterday, the principal of ITSA Academy, the STEAM Academy, and the principal, Christina Koch, and she was an outstanding guest, answering all the questions and really putting an insight on that very innovative program, which is a STEAM program. STEAM, it used to be STEM, and now it's STEAM. The A in there is for art. Here's a call. Yeah, welcome, caller.
Morning, my brother.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
Good, man. Alhamdulillah. It's good. It's another day. How would it happen with you?
Brother Nuri, another you gone down. You know, state emergency. I know you're aware, right?
Yes, sir. I am.
It's happened last night. Front their house.
Yeah.
No way to safe, no, brother Nuri. Trouble follow we all home. You understand?
I understand very clearly, brother.
Things happen wrong way, we don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
No comfort try but not nobody to the cause no damage to the comfort today. Comfort today. That's big up some people who put in the work. Who try to make a difference.
Yeah.
And who want a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And there's only so much we could do. You know?
Yes, brother. Yeah.
Because everybody got to play their part. Right down the fed up right now.
That's all you got?
I mean, that's all I got to want to start me.
Man, I have to. I always warm you up, brother. You always got a lot to say, brother. You always got a lot to say.
You're not glad when I go and humble myself?
Well, you know, you could talk hard, but I know you got a humble heart. So no matter how hard is your oratory skill or oratory skills, you don't mean that you got any kind of harshness.
My expression, I still express myself when I talk.
Exactly.
When I talk for the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't call talk if it sound good, it sound bright, it sound brilliant. I come to talk the reality with the faith each and every day.
Yes.
You know? That's the way I come to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, but I say, you know what, make a tone it down and leave it today because every day I come, you hear me? I don't want to if I have a problem or issue, not a problem or issue. It's just things that is happening around us that we pay attention to.
Yeah. I don't think anybody will listen to you over the years, Brick, and think that you come with trouble. You're an out-of-the-box man, meaning that you was never just a streamliner. You were always somebody who were outside criticizing, and that's the Brick I know for years. So no try change your style. You came hard this week. I heard you Monday, Tuesday, and you were with me again yesterday, Thursday. And I think it's all good, brother. And yeah. But if you don't feel like you were up to it this morning, that's understood. That's understood completely.
You're up to it, but I'm mentally disturbed. You know Nuru's gone up, right? Think you want me to, you know Nuru's gone up?
We're gone up?
Really? Well, I know every store will have a different price.
Oh, yeah?
And then the price, yeah, I know.
So where are the price, what are the going price now? I know you mean, what are the going price now?
I think it must be there $2. But I knew it. We can tell how we take advantage of it. Because they can't control the price on the shelf. The government say can't control it because each store owners make their own decision. That's out of their control. But people control. We went at a time to vote. They could really they sympathize with we. Humbly, we went at a time to vote. But anyway, this gas business here. Everybody take advantage of it. Everybody. If you want a decent plate of food right now at $20, want a decent plate. Regardless if it's good or not good. But
I buy one plate. Listen to me. I buy one plate for $14 yesterday from Dubai.
Yeah.
And it was, man, you know, if you eat Dubai food, and Dubai no gone at $20, so that not everybody have to. I know what you say that. Guess what? They use gas price. They use gas price for everything. They always.
You buy chicken. Chicken, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that was my favorite is curry goat.
All right. Well, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're not on cheap plate.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're lucky. But brother, you think about this, right? They done the chance here already with the price culture and the store. But brother, you look on this. Some of the stuff within the store expired, brother.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they got rust in this, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You'll crack the egg right now, the egg look like water, brother, sick of the heat. You understand? The chicken with the what? With the SM what? When you use the chicken? With the SMG, the chicken there, man.
Yeah, well, MSG?
MSG, sorry.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand? So, brother, knew that.
But you know something, Brick?
Everybody take advantage of where everybody look.
Yeah, but listen.
It starts on the top. Because if people do nothing about it, then how the bottom here get control. Brother Nuri, brother, when brother near, he like car remove there, like car with you the
Which one of them? The brother that Corazon?
Which one?
Well, you got Dawood Robinson, and then you've got Ramadan up in Corazon that calls all the time.
The big guy, man. The big guy, how will you call? The man said something the other morning.
You mean Colin Moore?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
The man said something the other morning where they wouldn't want to take serious, but the man make a lot of sense. Why you want to put tax on some things where we have to use every day? You don't put tax on liquor. We don't need liquor. For rum, we don't need rum. We have to put tax on gas. What we use every day. No, you put the tax on the gas, now the gas go up. No, we can't go everywhere, anywhere now. Because we have to monitor our gas. Right? If you cut down on the gas, more people buy gas, I would move on more a lot. Everybody eat. But then, the rum now, we don't need the rum, but I know it. Look at how much how you carry the rum. But I know people still on buy it.
Yeah.
People still on buy it. And if you don't believe me, you go in any store, grocery store, and any store you go in, the first thing you see on the shelf, there was full baked loaded rum shelf, loaded, all selection. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then there are the thing we're supposed to look into. Think about your people health. I always say, you want a good country, healthcare, education, and food, you work on in there. And you say, how happy your people are happy. You walk around this country right now, nobody happy. Everybody unhappy. Everybody. Nobody happy. How could you consider yourself to be one leader and watch your people unhappy? And say that we didn't have a good space right now. Say that we didn't have a good position. I don't target me leader, you know. But I target the action. You know what I'm saying? Because being a leader means that you're concerned, that you care for the well-being of your people. No, you know what they do now? They reach the 11 hour part. They realize that the opposition is so weak, there's no way to turn. So we don't have no other choice but to deal with it the way it is. But I know that something will happen at this place. We will be ugly because there's only so much people can take. There's only so much people can take. You know that the reality where we face right now, my brother, and everybody take it for granted. You know? While the adults, they try focus on a better way of living, a better way of lifestyle, we young generation, they may kick down. They may kick down the club door. You know? They line up at the concert like that free thing. Nothing wrong with that because nothing wrong with that. But you know when I make slide? Make a tell you when I make slide. When I make on Mother's Day, I don't know if you see this. On Mother's Day, when our day was respectable and comfortable day for all the mothers. You don't see that big brawling outburst where everybody like with mothers.
Yeah.
You see it?
I saw it.
On Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Did you know there was a pregnant woman in that crowd?
You know, I saw the belly, man. I saw the belly.
You know a pregnant woman in that crowd?
Yeah, I saw her. I saw her.
Well, you don't know busy. Ain't there you see what fight because you're not a pregnant woman? Move yourself aside. But then there's a thing where we make good viral. Then I think we attract we.
Yeah.
We can't make that slide for our Mother's Day. When some Mother's Day tell ball to your loved one when you lose Panda Day. When some Mother's Day tell sick Panda Day. When some Mother's Day tell have all a picnic. You know who the mother feel it the most? We got all a picnic. Real some and not real some. And some of the picnic become wealthy. And for Mother's Day, you don't wonder what will you use, brother Nuri? We put all the love for give to your picnic. What are you to come back? You know some Mother's Day you never give nothing. Nothing. And they got picnic out of the class. They live good. Huh? You know grandmother for Mother's Day with the tongue, they sit down homeless. And I want to say this, I will say this. They have the help. Well, center of place. We help people. Because besides the Mother's Day thing, we have one serious problem. But I ask the people in the help well center, I heard straight from the copy, but I ask them, I tell them, why you don't all open a day? They say because they lack of funds to pay people for work all night. Because the building empty at night. So they rather go an empty building back there that night and got people, cheer people there, cheer people that take care of during the day, sleep on the street side. That make any sense, brother Nuri?
Yeah.
That makes any sense?
Yeah.
And they still have come sit down there and talk about, oh, we have places where people they could go to if they're mentally disturbed, if they're stressed out, if they're gone through. We have places. Yes, they do have places because we good at the place. I got it. I sit there down here. Then people have to ball every month to fill their pantry room. And then people got some good people over there. I shop when I go when I sit there with me the boat today. Then people got some good people over there, brother Nuri. Yeah. But the building active that day and close the night. That make any freaking sense?
No.
We don't come with the people that sleep now a nice warm building for the night. You got the people there for the, you got the people there out that tongue, man, listen to me. Sometimes something don't have to happen at this place. You don't have to happen none at all, but we allow it to happen and we make it happen because go back to our shift hour after Monday to today. We don't care. You're right, there's a lot of trying to say that we don't care. We just don't care. But anyway, we don't care.
I wouldn't say that, Rick, the very reason. Yeah, but listen to me. Listen.
But it is right in front of our face. Yeah. We got people like you, brother Nuri, and other people like we are saying. I wouldn't say that. But you see it happen in front of your face, but you won't want to believe that they happen in front of your face.
I hear you. I hear you.
Come on, man.
I hear you.
Come on, man. What to be real, man? You're not a realist.
Take the break now. We'll bring you in now. And you could call back after this, all right? But I'm gonna go now. That me stir you up. I understand that. That me, but I want to stir you down now so that we can go to 2 Cent Scam, and then I hope that you call back after the break, all right? Because there's more that we could talk about. All right, we'll stop now for 2 Cent Scam with Brick City, same man, and we'll come back right after the break. This is brought to you by Fort Point Security.
All right, you're watching WB. This is XTV and Fort Point Security. Big up on yourself for being our #1 sponsor. Big up Friday. Make we go find out the people and big up.
Big up Agatha Pickney, straight business,
Don't say it.
Bobby King, Car Wash, big up the Dread, Checkered Box, and big up Billy's.
Big up to XTV, big up to myself, big up to all the big man there, we're trying to make positive steps in your life, big up Brick, big up me home boy, we try the positivity and say big up on yourself here.
Old lady, Agnes Tunes, big up my old boy, my Canarales, my lady Sherka Humes, the kids them. I dig. I can't call it a name, I call it too much today.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from then it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save-You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
number here is 280-5848, and you're welcome to call and let us join in this conversation this morning. I want to extend our condolences for the passing of Dr. Sylvia Catus, an outstanding individual, and this outstanding person, a very personable individual, very friendly, very kind, but extremely talented academically and just generally speaking. She was a people's person. I met Miss Catus on several occasions. We worked together way back in the 90s when she first came back home. But all I can say about Sylvia is that this was a genuine person, always had a smile on her face, and always had an inquisitivity about her character. And so for her loved ones, we can just say that, from God we come, and to him is our final return. And so for her, we can see nothing but blessings for the good life that she lived, the useful life that she lived, the giving that she had. As I said, I only met Sylvia on several occasions, but she was always that type of person. Also a very agile athlete, a runner, extremely healthy woman. So we can say nothing but good things about her. Her academic qualifications are in the newspaper this weekend. You will be able to read it. Too numerous for me to read off here. But this is an accomplished woman, not somebody that sat in the corner and let the world pass, but a person who became engaged. My first meeting with her was not really Belize, it was in Los Angeles when I was there for a short time. And in one of those Belizean occasions that we attend, I did meet her then. I think she was a member of the this Belize Association, Belize, anyway, very active in the diaspora, a graduate of UCLA, and went on to do her PhD, I think somewhere in Florida. But it's not the academia, it's the person. And I just have very good memories of Miss Catus, Dr. Catus. And so we say again, condolences to her family and her close loved ones. I would also like to look at what is in the news this week about the Catholic diocese saying that they will no longer facilitate the partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness in the dispensing of the vaccine known as the HPV vaccine. This vaccine is known to be one of the the antidote for cancer, particularly cervical cancer. And it was being given over the last 4 or 5 years free of charge, and the Catholic schools were accommodating that by allowing it to be dispensed from their campuses. Yeah, welcome, caller.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Nuri.
Yeah, wa alaikum assalam. I mentioned your name this morning when that man really tried to figure out.
You did?
Yeah, you're saying.
What will people say? Yeah, live long.
Yeah, let's hope so. Inshallah. Yeah.
Am I on the air?
You want to be on the air, right?
Huh?
You want to be on the air?
Of course, when I call in, I want to be on the air, Brother Nuri.
All right. You're on the air then.
Okay, then assalamu alaikum, Belize. Brother Nuri, the reason I'm calling, hello?
Yes, man. Go ahead, brother.
I would love to orchestrate the idea of we do a 10,000 man march we have a situation in Belize at this point in time that it is genocide being committed. Our people have turned their weapon on each other, young men in the productive age of life, exterminating one another. Our population as an ethnic group in this country is being diminished. But we're going to look at the wholesome picture of every youth in this country, irrespective of which tribe they're from. We want 10,000 men march to offset this genocide taking place in Belize. We have seen that the United States and also Canada have issued warning against Belize for the high genocidal, I'm not even going to say crime rate, the high genocidal rate that is taking place in our country.
That's what that's the word that they are using in the foreign press, or is that your word?
No, this is my interpretation. They're not saying genocide.
That's a very serious term.
But they are saying that the situation have reached to a catastrophic level that they are warning their citizens against traveling in Belize, especially Belize City, which any sane-minded individual would take precaution.
Let me ask you this question, Daoud, because you are very well grounded. When was the last time you heard that a tourist, whether American or otherwise, was assaulted or killed in Belize? When was the last time? I'm not saying it never happened, but I'm asking you, when you put out these advisories, it's because there are several incidents taking place. I'm asking you, from your recollection, you're on the ground, when was the last time you heard that a tourist was killed in Belize as a result of the type of violence that we have been dealing with each other? When have you seen that?
I would say, based on the news, in my neck of the wood, in the Belize City area, I would say no, because Brother Nuri, given the fact that this industry is very sensitive to the economy of our country, I have to say that all of us as tour operators and guides working within the tourism area, the Belize City tourism area, we safeguard that area there because it's our bread and butter. We appreciate so much of our visitors coming to our country. So, nobody going out there and proper show themselves in terms of assaulting any tourists or assaulting any Belizean or any citizen for that matter. So we protect that area. Generally speaking, we have had some cases, I would say, in the Cayo and Stan Creek district where tourists was assaulted and resident or expatriates have been even killed. I think it was in the Stan Creek, somewhere around the Placencia area, some months ago. To say recently, no recollection of that in Belize City.
All right, let me. I want you to continue, but I could remember the incidents that took place in Placencia, and the individuals were not tourists, but they were living in Belize, and they seemed to have been tied up in some dispute that resulted in the person being murdered. There was a case also of a guy who jumped over a fence, got on the veranda of these two tourists. If you could remember that incident likewise. The point I'm trying to make to you is that when you read an advisory, you get the sense that we have overnight tourists who come in, sleep in the hotel 2 or 3 days, visit us, and then leave. Then we have the one-day tourists that come in on the cruise ship. What I'm asking you, and I'm not trying to do anything more than get clarification, and you may be right and I might be wrong, but I cannot remember where a tourist, because he or she was walking from alighting the tenders that bring them to shore, they walk around, they tour around, they get in your tour services, etc., and they get back on the boat and they leave. I can't recall that a tourist in that circumstance was assaulted or had, you know, their life in danger. And I'm only saying it because an advisory to me, see, there have been advisories in Jamaica, but Jamaica said that their tourism has not dropped in any way, despite the fact that they've said that Jamaica is involved in its own crime crisis. And they may say that we are in likewise, but I don't know about tourists being affected by that. Go ahead, sir.
I would concur with you, Brother Nuri, in terms of no reason assault of any tourist in Belize. And as I mentioned, in the 4th Street Tourism Village area and Belize City in a whole, no. But these people, remember, these people are proactive. They think in advance. Given the fact that the crime rate in a whole in Belize, where it appears now that the black man has turned on his own fellow man to exterminate his own fellow man, these people are taking it very seriously because they have their citizens traveling the world. So they are proactive. They are not going to wait until it happened to one of their citizens. Hence the reason those directives have been sent out. Now it is for us here in Belize to take the initiative to do something to not only show the international community, but show our law-abiding citizen in this country that yes, you could walk Belize City streets safe, like what you and I used to do back in the day, Brother Nuri. We could have walked 1 o'clock on Albert Street and we never had anybody to mug us. So we want to take the initiative, hence the reason I'm saying we want to do the 10,000 man march.
All right.
So we could take back our country. It is not going to be right away. We have to plan, we have to coordinate, we have to get all sane-minded people on board to do this because, Brother Nuri, we are going down the path of destruction. These young brothers, as I mentioned, are in their productive age. I was talking to an officer of the law the other day, and I told him, a productive citizen, young men in particular from, say, 18 to 40, 45, that's the age where he or she is in their peak of prime of life, whereby if you have 2 or 3 kids, and you time those 2 or 3 kids by 2 or 3 generations, and that by 1,000 people, by 2 or 3 generations, you're looking at 100,000 people that is being exterminated right before our eyes when you do the numbers.
Yeah,
1 to 200,000 people. So something has to be done. We call on government. Government could do the limited amount of interaction or whatever they could do. Us now, as citizens, Brother Nuri, as black men, as conscious African Belizean black men, we will take the initiative to take back our country, to safeguard even these youths that is massacring one another. It is pathetic. 500 years of slavery. We came through slavery. We survived slavery, and now we have turned the weapon of destruction on one another. So I'm issuing that out there, Brother Nuri. I'm going to be able to get some documentations together. I'm going to talk with you and other brothers and sisters to see how we could get this initiative going. And again, the tourism industry after agriculture is the most important foreign exchange earner for our country.
Probably
and yes,
more.
We are sad.
Probably more.
When the U.S. or Canada make these directive or send out these press releases, but we have to take it seriously, because then so many people is employed in the industry, and it could really cripple the industry and the economic viability of our country. Again, Brother Nuri, appreciate your time.
All right, good,
Thanks
brother.
again, Belize.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I wanted to say that I think the idea of coming out collectively and making a statement, it worked 20 years ago when Minister Farrakhan made a call to black men in America that not only were we killing each other in great numbers in that population, but we had developed a level of animosity and hostility towards each other, not even being able to continue a conversation with each other without argument and without maybe becoming violent, just as a result of a disagreement between each other. And so he called for a day of atonement. And if you go into scripture, you know that atonement is a very spiritual idea. It's an idea of coming to grips with your real self and recognizing that the sins that you have committed, you need to atone. You cannot justify your behavior, you cannot justify thinking and acting certain ways and pretend that it doesn't matter. And that an overarching idea in your life is God. And if your behavior is not pleasing to God, then how can it be pleasing to your fellow man? And so Minister Farrakhan's idea was a very spiritual idea. It wasn't just a show of bringing out all those men in Washington, D.C. back in 1995. It was a huge effort that was organized in several parts of the country with religious leaders, with gang leaders, with civic leaders, making a commitment that we are going to bring our people to Washington, D.C. So it wasn't just a call and then people came. It was a call and then there was an organizing of getting those amount of people there. And it was extremely successful. There's never been a march like that. Even the 1964 March on Washington did not compare to that million-man march. And it became so famous that people don't know anything about Farrakhan, but they know about the million-man march and the impact that it had. Even President Clinton at the time had to come out and acknowledge that this is a moment of significance. So if we want to translate that to Belize, I don't think we need to aim for 10,000, because 1 million is only a small percentage of that larger population. If we try to get 10,000, that'll be too large of our population. So I think we need to aim at a more reasonable number. Secondly, our problem in Belize is not just black men and black youth. If you notice the statistics, we're killing each other right, left, and center, whether we are Maya, whether we are Mestizo. Yes, the highest percentage is in this city, but it may not be necessarily because of our color. It may be because of the circumstances of living in this hot box of the South Side that produces the amount of anxiety that ends up in violence, some of it death. So yes, we do need to have a march where we call upon black men to come out, but I'd say we need to call upon men in general to come out, because I see Mestizo, they kill one another, I see Maya, they kill one another, I see people killing one another, and that is what has to stop. It's not black men that is killing each other in this country. If you look at the news report, it's varying people killing each other. Not to mention the ugly spectacle of seeing our women fighting the way they were fighting there on Marine Parade. So we've got some very, very serious issues that we need to call our conscience to. And that's what the Million March was. It was a call to your conscience. It was called a day of atonement. And if you take a moment to look at the meaning of atonement, Google it, or pick up an old-time dictionary and see what is atoning for your sins and for your wrongdoing, and ask yourself, are we humble enough in Belize to admit that we need to atone, that we need to stop this run against, this ego-driven way in which we as men, black men and other men, deal with each other in this country? But it was a good idea, Dawood. It is a good idea. We'll break and we'll be back.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the swing bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Haulover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all
all in one place.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them, it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there, we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Habet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
This is WUB, Wake Up Belize, Morning Vibes, Friday morning. Our number here is 280-5848, 280-5848. So as we were saying, the Catholic Diocese wrote the ministry to say that they henceforth will not be providing access to the campuses in Belize City and in Belmopan. I don't know if that means that the other campuses will be doing it, but certainly the Diocese of Belize City and Belmopan have said that they will not at this time be doing that. But delving deeper into the story, we heard from nurse and doctor Nathalia Beer, who stated that this arrangement with the Catholic Church had been going on since 2016 and that nothing has changed in the government's procedure. But at some point, the diocese decided, and they have put that in their memo, that they think that parental consent should be involved. Dr. Beer said that parental consent was always there. However, looking a little bit closer at the story, what the Catholic seem to be saying is that this vaccine should be dispensed on a more individual basis, where the parent is in a clinical setting and hear all the repercussions and all the implications of this particular vaccine that the child is taking. And that's part of the sticking point. Yeah, welcome, caller. Welcome, caller. Yeah, apparently they're not getting... All right, so, yeah, so they are in fact saying that, and one would draw from this press release, that there is no objection to it. In fact, they say that they think it is ethically necessary, and they give it support as a necessary vaccine, but just not the way it's being dispensed. Someone is calling and not trying to get through. 280-5848 is our number here, 280-5848. So in fact, they are simply saying that they are not against the drug itself. Welcome, caller.
Hello, Nuri. This is Sandra Coy. I'd like to make a comment on the previous topic you've been talking about being discussed.
You're welcome. Please.
When you study the Belizean population in general, and then certain ethnic groups in particular, what you observe is that the Belizean nutritional profile is extremely impoverished in the essential nutrients that the human body needs. So let us take the vitamin B complex, all the vitamin B, B1, B2, B6, B9, B12, pantothenic acid. Our people are not getting any of that. How are you going to get that in the highly processed foods that ramen constitute? Ramen noodles is a highly processed food lacking all those nutrients. And yet that is what forms the diet of many Belizeans. Ramen and a hot dog sausage or two, cooked for a family of 5 and 6 and all of that. So how in heaven's name our people in general and the young in particular who need more of those nutrients than as adults they would need in some cases, how are they going to be calm, sober, thoughtful, young people advancing to an equal adulthood when they don't have those things in their diet, really? How are they going to, what's the matter with us? How are we going to expect calm, thoughtful behavior from them when we have not ensured that their cortisol levels are kept low by virtue of the food that they are eating and the conditions in which they are living? How is that possible? And hence, the areas of the brain that control violence and all those other things predominate. If your cortisol levels are high, you're in a constant and permanent state of flight or fright. That is, I'm not inventing this. We now know this. So the people who should participate in any march of atonement should be the people who signed our nation onto this mess. It is them who must make atonement. You see, we are looking for personal responsibility from these young people. Do they manufacture guns, Nuri? No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Do they have the money to buy guns? No, they don't. Do they have the money to invest in the drugs that they buy in Mexico and and fought in Guatemala and all of that, they don't have that kind of money. So the people who, all of them, the legal community, the media community, the church community, all part of them, they have created this monster. And what is now dangerous, Nuri, is that this monster is being, we are now confronting it in a new context, in the context of that summit that they had in Miami, where they made a pledge and a commitment to the lethal eradication of gangs. So how are we to know, Nuri, that agents provocateurs, provoking agents have not been sent into this community in order to create an underground agitation that results in what we see and look at and say, oh my Lord, crime is on the rise. How do we know that hasn't happened, Nuri?
That's a good point.
Our people, our authorities went to Miami and participated in that summit. And that summit made commitments to lethal eradication of gangs. Lethal. That means you're going to kill them off. So I don't see how I as an individual definitely not going along with any program of eradication. I cannot subscribe to that. Because I know, I don't believe, I don't feel, and not even I think, I know that the young of this country did not create the circumstances of the violence in which they're entrapped. They didn't create the violence. They didn't. When the legal community began its march to financial success and all of that, that's my generation, Nuri. Prior to my generation, the amount of lawyers this country had was very limited. Mr. Horace Young, Mr. Courtney,
just
Mr.
a few.
Hattock,
Just a few.
very small. It is my generation, the generation that came into adulthood in the 60s, late 60s, and so it is my generation that would march the legal community to the wonderful financial success that they have, and our great was so part of the money that the economy was bringing into the country. These are truths we don't want to confront them. We don't want to face up to them at all. But these are the things that have contributed to the creation of a generation, a young generation that seems to be utterly violent and lawless and uncontrolled. You see, Nuri, we want an illegal economy. Don't forget, no less than our Prime Minister, no other authority figure in this country has admitted to the illegal economy of it. I'm the only person who has sung this song forever in the media. No, I've had no help from you all in the media on the matter. No help. But no less than our Prime Minister talked about, if I remember, he called it the gray or the dark economy or the black economy. He spoke of it and gave it a figure. He gave a number to it. And his number falls within the range I have been using all along, 60 to 80%. So if we have stood by and allowed an illegal economy to dominate this society, then why are we surprised that this culture that that has produced across all aspects of society is based on the value system of that society in its control mechanisms, violence, brutality. Why are we surprised, Nuri? Why? Nuri, I one day witnessed what for me was a tragic situation where a young person seeking legal advice was doing his consultation with the lawyer in a public place at the tip of the lawyer's voice. Everybody sitting in the place could hear what it would cost the young man his defense. Man, I mean, that is what has produced where we are now.
Yeah.
That is what has produced. It is not a legal community. No bank, no credit union, no supermarket, no church, much less them, has put up a sign saying, do not bring your money, your offering, your whatever, your deposit if it has come from the illegal economy. Nobody has done that. Everybody has been happy to participate in that money, Nuri. When the government workers called for an increase in wages, none of them have said, well, we don't want it because that will cause more young people to die because the illegal economy will be called upon to put in more money into this. Nobody has done that. And that is the utter hypocrisy on our part.
Yeah, it's double standard.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So who is to do the atonement?
Yeah.
The children who are the victims of that plan and project? No, man, not they. No. The people who wrote that plan or planned that plan or however they got that plan into effect, they are the ones on whom the burden falls to carry out the atonement and to pay penance and make restitution for the wrong they have done. Because they haven't done only the children the wrong, they have done all of us the wrong.
You're right,
all
Sandra.
of us have suffered. Bye-bye.
Very important point you're making, Sandra. Very important. The atonement really should be from the very top. That's a very, very good point, Sister Sandra. Extremely important, because normally we would say, that them boy out on the street and they kill one another, and so we don't see the hidden hand that contributes to the environment that produces those kinds of crime. So she's right. She's absolutely right. If there's an atonement, there should be an atonement from the very top. But do you ever see people who do things and hide their hand to ever come out? And she also made a very important point. When we were young, because we were in the same age group, there was only a few lawyers in Belize. Today there's a large fraternity of lawyers, and a significant amount of those lawyers make money off the rude boy and the crime. That's the point she's making. They've become wealthy as a result of them $400, $500, $1,500 and $10,000 that these gangsters have paid to the lawyers. So who needs to be atoned? Indeed, who needs to be atoned? We'll take another break and we'll come back. We'll keep the phone lines open.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Now that we have the new water system, it has improved the lives of these people a lot.
The life of my village get better. Now we have our potable water in our house.
الشال شقيل بال بس استخا أقري شديش لقاها أوستيك ما نقليها عن قتيو أم أوستيك وانكوش مان كمان نشكوانكو تو نكوشيك شتاو ألقاها نكاشوك شكوكا نكوشيك شكوكات بس نخوانك أوستيك بياك.
I thanks for the
minister to help us for drilling this well and give us the pump.
Right now, I see my village is getting good. I see water system, I see road, and we have our health post there.
We want to say thanks to the government of Belize, thanks to those that were there for Machakila, and we truly appreciate the support that is given.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism, so we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am going after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back. 280-5848 is our number here. 280-5848. Lastly, on the matter with the vaccine, we heard from Father Scott Giuliani that there may be another statement coming from the diocese. But the objective is not to say that the vaccine is not useful and is not important, but they felt also that there was an attachment to a sexually transmitted way in which women get cervical cancer. Welcome again, caller.
Yes, morning, Brother Nuri.
Yeah. Welcome, my brother, welcome.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, man. Good to hear from you.
Brother. Yes. Brother Nuri, I called for two things this morning.
Okay.
Maybe I start with the first one. Just so that we Belizean people could be a little more conscious. Like, because I live in the South, I really appreciate the work of the Cuban doctors and nurses who are go to far places like Otushan, Dolores, and Vicente Poite and things there, right?
Yeah.
Which in the average Belize person not even know upon them places there. And so, but as a result, we have more living people today because the people really go out there and do a great job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just want like the government of Belize to realize the importance of the Cuban hands. I wish the Honorable Francis Fonseca well. I hope he get a speedy recovery and want to thank, I'm sure some Cuban hands was in that surgery as well. So I want to thank the Cubans who participated in that.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. That they may have been in that theater, indeed. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
So
that, and one of the things I want we Belizeans to put into perspective and to look at the big picture is like the other night, I don't usually watch the world scene and really go on everywhere, the world from the news. I also scan channels and I see where the two leaders of the world, one of them look for the other one and tell him what a great leader he is. Right? The president of the USA, the president of China, what a great leader he is. Now, Brother Nuri, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't China governed the same way Cuba is governed?
It is basically the same.
Both communists.
Yeah.
Right.
As well as Russia.
Exactly.
And North Korea and several other places that Mr. Trump has admired the leaders.
Yeah. I want us Belizeans to say, like, we can't allow them guys to tell us what to do with our friends and neighbors. I'm so disappointed in Jamaica and the other countries that have sent back the Cubans.
Yeah.
It's just like, really? come on. Here you have...
Yep, but can I interject though, Will? Can I interject just based on what you're saying? Yeah. Because at the same time that Trump is saying what he's saying, and we know that he is more, in many ways, an entertainer, and so he will say these things and then switch minutes later, hours later. But I'm listening to Rubio, And Rubio is basically saying that the line between the United States and Canada, and China, has not changed. And he is the one, Rubio, who's also bringing the pressure on the Cuban government. I don't know if you know that they have been highlighting the fact that there have been demonstrations in Havana because the people are without light, without energy, and people are complaining that they don't have even thing to cook their food. And the particular optics of this report that I saw, the people were in darkness, no light. And so Rubio is saying it's going to be like that until there is a regime change. So the attitude of Rubio, the man who runs the State Department, or the equivalent of Francis Fonseca, a foreign minister, said that the conditions that she said about United States and Taiwan will not change. She is saying that if you want things to go smoothly with us, the area, and these are my words, because basically he put it in very diplomatic terms, but I drew from what he was saying, is that we may have good relations, but on this sticking point of Taiwan, and you wanting to hold us back from our claim for Taiwan, is not going to work. And the report that I saw, you may have seen it too, goes way back to an agreement with Mao Zedong, Henry Kissinger, and Richard Nixon, which is to say that even though they're doing these optics, basically some of the main areas of U.S.-China relation will not change. The area that they hope to improve on is the economy and the trade. Now, when it comes to your point, and I totally agree with you, why can't we as an independent country say that it is within our own vested interests to keep the Cuban medical people here because it is of benefit to our country? And to say what we've been saying for weeks here, that you, the United States, cannot force us to work against our best interests. And that's what's being done. So I'm glad you point out the fact that in that delicate open heart surgery that our foreign minister went through, there could very well have been medical personnel from Cuba in the theater while he was being operated on. So why should we be forced? I'm sorry to go so far with your call, brother, but you know, you've touched a point there with me. Go ahead, Will.
No. That I'm glad that we talk about it there, and I really believe that we need to celebrate the greatness of the Cubans and their contribution to the development of our country.
Indeed.
Because a lot of people in the back there, in these remote villages in the Toledo district, would not even have access to see a medical personnel if it was not for these Cuban folks.
Indeed,
you know?
indeed.
So we need to really give respect and thank them for that. But on the other hand, the optics that you were talking about, Brother Nuri, I went to Cuba just shortly after the Venezuelan invasion. So that's earlier this year. And when I see the optics about Cuba and the protests and the this and the that, yes, Brother Nuri, when you did at Cuba, you know that things hard. But things hard back at Halase too.
Yeah.
Things hard at a PG sometimes. And we make do with what we have. And I have to admire the Cuban people that I have met on my trip earlier this year for making do with what they have. Yes, water run out, but water run out down. Most of the villages down here too. And what they do, they full buckets, and then when the time comes, they use it, and then they do it again. So they have, what I'm saying is that they have adapted.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that I say, you know, about the protests and all of this, it's just like any other developed countries where somebody rent to a crowd to start some stuff, you know. It's like a rent a crowd.
Yes.
I gone there and, you know, I talked to Spanish a little bit. So I was able to get around without any kind of guide or any kind of thing like that, right? I not even call, you know, the Belizeans I know, the diplomats that I know in Cuba, real up, because, you know, I never want that special treatment. to get chauffeured and a car pick me up, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to walk the streets like any other Joe out there, and I did. All right, and I think that Cubans are resilient, and let's hope that the world, the people, the developed countries could continue to lend assistance in terms of their fuel so that they could continue with their daily life.
Yeah, and now the Monday, as you know, the Monday threatened that any ship that takes fuel there will be sanctioned, and so it threatened Cubans.
I mean, the world needs I don't know how you could have one man, this is way beyond my pay grade, but one man have the world like this. I mean, it's just crazy to me. But the other thing I want to move into, Brother Nuri, I don't want to take up too much of your time, is that I would want the government, I believe, to reconsider, because the gas price really is killing a lot of people, and I still see government, they continue with their work like business as usual, highway, they get expanded, and a lot of infrastructure work on the highways and things like that. Okay, I am not anti-development, but I don't think, my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree, that we don't need to, that money that we have borrowed for the expansion and the highways and things, we could put that to assist the people. Like lower the gas prices a little bit, right? Subsidize that, then you don't have to tax it so much, because you have all this other $80 million for expand the George Price Highway or for the Golden Highway. And then, yes, okay, if you don't use it for that, then you'll tell the guys will be out of a job. But use that same money to teach the same guys to do agriculture so that we could feed ourselves, my brother.
Well,
the same guys, I know they say, take away the money and no make them guys work, but make them learn agriculture. Everybody, every yard in this country, including Belize City, should be growing something that they eat every day, man. And we need to continue to promote that. We need that to happen.
Yeah.
I got a friend up there the city there when, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, like his land was like nothing but like Pine Ridge, Savannah, nothing to go there. If you go there now and see what this man got in a yard. I mean, it's just amazing, the fruit trees and the shade trees and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Basically get something from it every day and he eats. So it is possible that we in Belize, we could feed ourselves. We don't have to be so dependent, on food from the outside. And they're saying, guys, who I believe we don't have traffic jams like when they talk about. Every morning I got a 5-10 minute traffic jam wrong by I guess going in and out of Belize City morning or evening to 5-10 minutes. But so what, you have people sitting on highways for hours. You go to Costa Rica and Guatemala and places like that. For hours they wait to make the cars they go through. No, we gotta leave back up. Oh, make we go to the World Bank and borrow money for expand highway. Make we try to borrow money to grow. I'm not sure, and I stand corrected, but I'm not sure that if you get a certain amount of money, especially foreign aid, and it says specifically it's for the highway, that any cabinet can decide, unless I guess it's a state of emergency, can take that money allocated for one project given to them by a foreign entity, government, and use that money, for example, other essential issues. I don't think they could do that. Yes,
I don't think the system will.
Take some negotiations.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm saying. I don't know that you could say, Taiwan, you give me 50 million for this, but why we need something down south, so we will take that 50 million and we will use it for a different project. I don't think it go like that. I don't think they could do that. But if you know that they could do that,
They could ask, just like they restructure loans and things like that, they could restructure them proposals to make it for the benefit of the people. At the end of the day, the way the world goes, it's about the people we need to worry about. We need the same guys where they work for highway, we need them to work for farms instead of the highway. So we could stand like a lead traffic jam for at least 5 or 10 minutes.
But it's another thing that you and many others, including our beloved sister Sandra, We have been trying to say that at the very leadership level, that we need a different mindset in our governance process. Priorities need to change, or the way in which we do things can be done more effectively. And I guess every government is subjected to this, and they should humble themselves and just listen to the people. But it is not within the scope of how we have been operating the last 45 years that we are flexible in our thinking, that we could wheel and come again. We have a tendency to weather the storm of criticism. Each government will buy it and they lick we out there on the airwaves. But we not relent. We continue and push through anyway, because you blow over like one lee breeze or whatever way in which you want to put it. And you listen to Will and listen to Sandra and listen to their suggestion. They come about March and they don't listen to them people. Just keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Because we've been saying the things that you're saying right now, Will, you say it for the last 20 odd years. You know, this is something. I know him go back to Miss Koi long before there was even radio. If you know Sandra Koi, you know that she's been talking about structural adjustment and way in which we should approach this thing. You think people don't listen to Sandra? You think she's in isolation? They isolate her by not listening and making you think that they don't listen to her. But they listen to her. They hear you. Even if they're not sitting and listening to this program right now, somebody in the office, they record the salient points and present it to them and say, this is what they say about your ministry this morning. This is what they said to you this morning, Prime Minister. But has it changed? Has it made them say, well, boy, you know, when people say, you know, we need to change the way we do things in this ministry, etc. No. Brilliant ideas come across these airwaves. I must say that I have seen on a number of occasions where Mo's push them button and you hear it in the 6 o'clock news. So it's not that they are not listening. It's not that they are totally rejecting everything that's coming here by way of suggestions. It's just that there is a kind of an arrogance that goes with governance, and I see it in the Caribbean. There's an arrogance that goes with you know. We speak for the people, you know. The collective vote of the people is the voice of God, you know. So no him come with that, because right now we are the voice of God. So it's an arrogance. You understand what I try to say? And people like you people like you need to listen, because you are an aspiring politician and you might get there one of these days. And we have seen politicians who spoke a certain way when they were not in government. Then when they get in a cabinet, you scratch your head and say, but this is not the same man when me tell me such and such and such. You know, me come in our house and say, so and so. What happened to him when you get up there? So there's something in our culture where we bullshit people at the base of the pyramid. Then when we get on the top and could do something about it, we don't do it. So we got to be very, very careful. Anyway, you got the last word, bro.
Okay, again, Brother Nuri, I just want to, urge the Belizean people to keep positive. Let's stay positive and, let's do the right thing for each other.
Indeed.
Have a great day, Belize.
You too, my brother. Take good care. All right, we'll take our last break and we're out of here.
Connected the smart way. Smart. Connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them, we just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there, we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus, 15% off Hispasensa tiles, StormGuard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Habet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing informs the general public that works from Belize City to Hattieville under the George Price Highway Upgrading Project are actively progressing. The public is advised that business signs and roadside memorials located within the road reserve, including crosses and other commemorative markers, will need to be removed. We recognize the personal significance of these memorials and are committed to handling this process with the utmost respect and sensitivity. Removals must be completed by June 12, 2026 in preparation for construction works. Following the completion of the project, interested parties must reapply to the MIDH for the reinstallation of private signs within the road reserve. The Ministry sincerely appreciates the understanding and cooperation of the public as we work to improve the safety and quality of our highways. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
of the program this morning, but we do have one call that is waiting patiently to come on, so let's give her a chance. Welcome, ma'am.
Morning, Mr. Nuri.
Morning.
I'm just calling for the proper authorities to hear me because I need a culvert in front of my yard.
Okay.
They dig the drain and then just left the drain right there, but I have my toys them that I back and forth in my yard that I need a culvert to get in my yard.
Oh, okay. What street is that? And is Belize City at the top?
Yes, sir. Belize City, Haynes Street, Kana Haynes Street and Penn Road.
Haynes and Penn Road. Okay. And you
Yes,
need one culvert?
A culvert in front of my yard.
So, all right, miss. I hope they listen to you and get that done.
Okay then. Thank you.
All right, my dear. Good. So let us thank everybody who participated today. It was we got our usual complaint from my brother, who usually starts with a complaint, but I think he'll understand. We thank everyone who called in today, and we gave you the time you needed to be able to express yourself. We also want to thank Anthony Grant downstairs. I had some other things I wanted to say, but we don't prolong the program. It's already 9 o'clock. Thank Anthony Grant. Thank upstairs. We had Christy Flowers as our MCO this morning. And of course, Mr. Clifton Lewis was here. I saw Harlan Wagner always also floating around. But most important, you were engaged with us this morning from 6:30, and we hope that you will be back with us on Monday morning. Belizeans, stand strong and stand firm. Do the right thing. For now, we're gone.
Pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not showing no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Trouble your bed. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na.